I'm really quite disheartened to see the low rating that Walk of Fame has. This has 3.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Granted, that's across only 848 reviews. So I feel like if more people saw it, the positive reviews would hopefully even it out. But I truly enjoyed this, and I didn't think I would. I thought it would be a low-budget, cheesy, badly written film, just based on the brief research that I did before watching it. But being a Hollywood fanatic and loving Hollywood, I had to watch it, and I'm so glad I did, because I did truly enjoy it. So this was released in 2017, directed and written by Jesse Thomas, starring, among others, Scott Eastwood, Malcolm McDowell, and Chris Kattan. And the description from IMDb is pretty brief, but I'll read it anyway. And this says, a motley crew of aspiring performers come under the guidance of an eccentric and volatile acting coach. So we have these group of actors who are all taking acting classes, and, you know, they all want to be actors. And what I love about this, first of all, is that it really is a diverse mix. And that does lend itself to some non-PC remarks and some, I guess, potentially offensive comments, but it's not. It's done in a way that I think is still quite tasteful. For example, we have somebody who is dubbed the little person. We have the old woman. There's the token stereotypical Italian. There's the hot blonde, the plain girl. We have all of these kind of stereotypical characters, but they're also very well developed. They all have, well, I say all of them, a lot of them have quite detailed backgrounds, and we get to know their characters quite well. So although they're kind of archetypal in one sense, they're very well developed, and as the narrative progresses, we do learn more about their personalities, why they're wanting to be actors, what their home life's like. And I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't expecting that from this film. It doesn't have the most complicated narrative. It's very much character driven about the way these so-called misfits come together and work together and try and act out some interesting scenes and some very bizarre scenes. And, you know, some of them are talented, some of them are obviously not destined to be actors. But they all kind of come together from their different backgrounds with this one main purpose. And initially it started out with a different purpose. We follow Drew through his intentions, and I really like his character, and I think he's a really good driving force behind this. I also really liked Alejandro, played by Chris Kattan. I just thought his performance was brilliant. I love him in this. Really engaging. I didn't like the officers. There are two police officers, and they pop up from time to time, and I have to be honest, they really annoyed me. I didn't really like them very much, and I did not take to their characters. I feel like they added something to it, definitely. Certainly with Nate, the character of Nate, played by Cory Hardrict. I think his involvement was good. He could have been in it a bit more. But it's not the end of the world that he wasn't in it constantly. I still did thoroughly enjoy this film. What I particularly like about it, as I said, there's not really a strong narrative, but the dialogue is brilliant. There are just so many witty things in this, which I just hadn't expected that at all. So honestly, I really, really, truly enjoyed that aspect. There's a lot of things in this that I didn't know would work, but I'm really pleased did work. I've also just realised that unfortunately, the woman who plays the token old character actually passed away a year after this was released. So that's quite unsettling. But she was brilliant, absolutely fantastic. She's played by Beverly, Polcyn. Fantastically cast. I think everybody suited their roles. The dialogue was great. The pacing was fabulous. We got to see some beautiful aspects of Hollywood outside the Chinese theatre and the Walk of Fame. There were a couple of characters who I thought didn't really add much. They were just kind of there. So I guess that's not really a problem, because they could have been more, or they could have been taken away. But then is it really a problem? For example, the roommate character, he added a little bit now and then, but I just thought, could have been doing without him. Not really a fan of the fact that he interfered with a lot of things. But for the most part, in fact, even more than the most part, I really thoroughly enjoyed Walk of Fame, significantly more than I thought I would have done. It's creative, it's very funny, and honestly, that 3.2 out of 10, I would give it a 7.